morning, everyone, and welcome back to Barnstable This Morning. Just about 13 minutes past the top of the hour, and just heard a knock on the door, and in comes our DPW Director, Dan Santos. Dan, thank you for stopping by.
Sure, no problem. Good morning.
So, obviously, you are dressed for the weather. What is it like out there?
Well, it's definitely a blizzard. It's very windy, but there's not a lot of snow. We've been waiting for it. It just, about 12 hours we've been waiting for it. It just hasn't come in the quantities they were predicting. Now, they're saying it's still on its way, and there's still a lot of snow out there, but right now there's probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches, depending on where you are.
Exactly.
But the wind is creating some conditions where it's drifting, and so you do get a little bit of snow in those areas where the wind is, brought it up against something.
Right, it is indeed a little bit windy out there, and certainly, as you say, I was expecting a little bit more snow this morning. I was thinking back to the last blizzard that we had, and a little bit more digging out to do, and certainly a little more whiteout conditions out there on the road. There was a lot more visibility this morning coming in than there was last time.
Oh yes, yeah, don't have the whiteout like we did before.
Indeed, but the plow crews are out there right now working. Talk to me a little bit about how you're working and coordinating to get those roads clear. We're still experiencing some snowfall. We're in the middle of the storm. It's not over yet. So
we certainly are. I've been out checking out the roads myself just recently, and the primary roads are in very good shape. And if you were out at the end of the day last night or driving home, they're probably a little better than it was then. In fact, there's some bare patches where we're down to the pavement in some areas. Secondary roads, they're definitely hard-packed snow, but it's not deep and it's not too difficult to negotiate. But anyone that's out really needs to be careful and not be out unless they have to. And as I think you've probably mentioned, the town hall being open a little later, that will help.
Exactly.
Our crews to be able to do what they need to do over the next few hours.
Indeed, and I think that's important for people to know too. Excuse me, and it's not just, it's obviously for safety first, and then, but also to make sure that your crews can get around and work and not have to deal with lots of people out on the roads as they work to clear that out. So what's the plan for the rest of the day? Obviously keeping an eye on the forecast, watching as the weather continues. What will you be working on for the rest of the day? Essentially just clearing off those roads, salting, sanding, etc., stuff like that.
Well, it's primarily the clearing, the plowing with the trucks and the contractors. We have our full complement out there and our full complement of our staff. So there's 125 folks out there with machines and equipment that are trying to keep the primary roads clear and safe and the secondary roads. So we'll just they have routes, and they just keep going over those routes and removing the snow that builds up either from coming down as new snow or from the drifts.
Great. And if people have questions, what's the best way for them to stay up to date? Are you utilizing the town's website again for updates for people to stay in touch?
Yes. If you go to the homepage on the website, right in the top left corner will be the update on what the Department of Public Works is doing and where we're at and what we think about the conditions. And we will continue that right throughout the storm.
Great. Well, Dan, thank you so much for stopping by, and keep up the good work, and we'll talk with you again very soon.
Sure. My pleasure.
Thanks so much. Dan Santos, of course, our DPW Director. We're sending him back out in the snow, and we'll have more on Barnstable This Morning coming up in just a few minutes.